I lost $651. I went break even 3 days in a row. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Two of those trades could have been a win. The 2 days before that, um, it was a loss. So I'm happy with today's loss. I'm a much better trader than I was last week. Let me turn the music down. I was a much trader than I was a much better trader this week than I was last week. So that's really all I'm happy about. Right now, I'm really taking myself out of the money making part of this. And right now, I'm just trying to refine my strategy and how I go into these trades. So, you'll see me lose money. I'm even willing to put up money. Like I said, I'm still in profit. I'm not worried about making money right now. I'm not even worried about passing this eval account. I'm just focused on me. I did my job today, but we're resting near all-time highs, so price is gonna act a little different according to all-time highs. So yeah, it was a good trading day today. I did what I needed to do. I did my job. I did my due diligence. God just didn't want it for me, and market just wanted to keep pushing all-time highs. So let me show you where I had entered. Let's decrease mean. 1, 2. Cool. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So market opens, and we expanded higher first for the first 15 minutes, and then we started to get a push lower. So I thought we would go short and take out equilibrium, and then continue higher. So I don't want to target the London and Asian lows. My bias was bearish today, not because I saw bearish price action, but because if price presented the opportunity, I would have rather taken a short than a long, because we don't have any draws on liquidity to target as far as buy side, because we are resting at all-time highs. So I did not want to take a long. It was either I saw a setup and I took short, or I saw no setup and didn't take any entry at all. So market opens, we expand higher, we create a 1 minute SMT, NQ being the leading index on the bullish side of the market. Come down to the 1 minute. We inverse this fair value gap. That was my first bearish confluence on top of the bearish SMT. We get a break of structure, and we get a 3 to 5 minute change in state of delivery right here. And so this leg was too far down for me. Wanted to enter in a market position, so I placed my limit sell order at this inverse fair value gap, and we come up and we just keep going up. We just keep going for all-time highs. Like I said, I'm not really worried about today. I don't care that I lost money. This next month, you're gonna see me lose money. I think I'm gonna project this month to not be profitable. I'm not gonna aim for money this month, and it'll be a ride for me. But I'm really excited about this month and how I am gonna lose this money, because it's gonna teach me a lot. And so I just want to get that out of the way as much as possible before I'm able to become a master at trading. And I believe in myself, and I believe in God will provide at the right time. I'm so deluded with my faith that I actually think that depending on my relationship with God, he'll move the markets. Like I really think that let's just say look, I'm thinking of it as like, if I did this, or if God needed me to do this, the market would be different today. I'm so convinced that today's price action, tomorrow's price action is really dependent on my journey with God. And it may be delusion, but that's also the strength that I carry in my trading, is the fact that I'm so deluded that I can trust in God's plan and what He has for me, that I won't stop, that I won't care no matter how much money I'm losing. I could be blowing funded accounts all I want and yet I'd still be going, because I know that God has a plan for me, and I know that I won't stop doing my job, and I will make sure to finish my job. So you're gonna see me lose this month. I think this is gonna be a losing month, but I'm okay with that. Like I said, I have enough to cover me. Um, and I'm just gonna learn. I'm really gonna learn from this month, and I want to put my strategy and my mentality to the test. I'm starting to understand that all-time highs I shouldn't be trading, because it's either I short all-time highs or I don't take a trade at all. And when we're at all-time highs, we just want to keep expanding further and printing bullishly. So, if we're at all-time highs tomorrow, I will be looking to not take a trade, even though we have core retail sales and retail sales. I'm looking for today as Monday and Tuesday to set up price action for Wednesday's FOMC release, because every the whole economical board is waiting for FOMC releases. So, like I said, Monday, Tuesday is a setup for Wednesday's price action. And then Thursday and Friday, I will be wanting to take a trade. Tomorrow, like I said, I won't want to if we're at all-time highs, but I think we will be. If not, that's perfect. That gives me an opportunity to make some capital if it happens. And yeah, today was a good day. I'm really solid in my faith. I'm really solid in my mentality. This did not trigger me in any which way. During my trade, there was maybe 1 or 2 minutes where I was like, man, this is going to hit my stop loss. But after that, I was okay. I'm completely unprovoked by this loss. In fact, I'm excited about this loss, not because I like losing, but because I don't see it as losing. I see it as a win, because I know that this will refine me and my strategy in the long term in order to make me the man that I need to become in order to provide for my mother, my wife, and my kids. So I'm happy with this. It was a good setup. It just wasn't the right price action. And that can happen. That can happen a lot to you, where you have an A plus setup, but price won't adhere to your will. So like I said, I'm happy. I did my job. I learned. The more I trade all-time highs, the more it convinces me that I shouldn't trade all-time highs. And if that's what my statistic is on my end of trading, that my all-time high trading days are unprofitable, then that's perfect. Let's avoid all-time high trading days, and let's just keep increasing my win rate. Right now we're at like a 70% win rate. That's still high. I believe that as long as you're over a 50% win rate, and a lot of successful traders believe this as well, but if you're over a 50% win rate, you're fine as long as you're taking trades that are at least 1-to-1s. If you're taking anything under a 1-to-1, you're kind of cooked. Obviously, you want to be taking 1-to-2s if you're at a 50% win rate, because if you lose one, that means you make two. If you lose one and you win another, that means you make two of those losses. So let's just say I lose $50. If my 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade the next day, it'll cover that $50 loss and give me an extra $50. So as long as I'm over a 50% win rate, I'm happy. I'm going to keep it at that. Like I said, great trading day. It's a really short recap. There's not much to it. And you could tell, like, whenever price is crazy and doesn't make sense, that's when I'm crazy and I don't make sense. Because when price doesn't make sense and I don't make sense, I'm trying to make sense of it, but there is no sense in unsensible price action. I did want to target equilibrium, like I said, into this 1 hour fair value gap. And collect all this low resistance, because we're setting up for a nice sell-off. I expect later this week, whether it's FOMC or not, we're definitely going to take out all this low resistance liquidity. We have some stacked equal lows right here. We have one. This is, I think that's Asian session. I don't know. But it looks volatile. This is Asia session. Excuse me. Sorry. London session low. and then if we go on the 5 minute, you just see a lot of low resistance sell side liquidity. So that's what I wanted to target. I wanted to take out all that low resistance sell side liquidity, but price had a different idea. Again, really expect me to take some losses this month. I'm not claiming to be an all profitable trader. This is what my sheet looks like for the last 2 weeks. Took 1, 2, 3, 4 losses and took 5 wins. These were my break-even days. These 2 days should have been wins. So I probably would be way up during these last 2 weeks. Yeah, but nothing wrong with losing. Nothing wrong with learning. There's only wrong and arrogance and ego, and that's what I'm avoiding at my best. And I'm doing that through my walk with God. And I'm really learning how to be the profitable trader that I need. I really do believe that I am a profitable trader. It's just a matter of when God allows me to be. Because I'm doing my job and I'm learning to refine my strategy. And so no matter what, let's just say this takes me another 6 months, another year, I know I'll be profitable and I won't give up. You won't see me give up because this is my journal. It's not like I'm posting for fame. It's not like I'm posting because I want subscribers and I want to sell a course. This is strictly for myself, and you're only going to get me and myself. So you'll see me post a lot. And it's also going to be great being able to come look back at these videos one day, and I can look on my psychology and my mentality, and I can also just look back on the fact that a winning day for me was $1,500 and not $26,000, you know? So life's great. I'm doing great. I'm not shaken. I'm very strong in the Lord right now. I'm very strong in my mentality right now. I just have to keep that consistency. There will be many days, I'm sure, to come ahead where my psychology is just completely off, just like it was on these 2 days. But like I said, I'm not worried. That's just part of the journey. That's what happens as a trader. Every trader goes through it. Losses are normal as a trader, even if you're a master. Justin Werland takes losses, TJR takes losses, ICT takes losses, PB Trading takes losses, everyone takes losses. I'm not worried. It's going to be a great week this week. It's a great week to be a great week, guys. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is favorable price action. Tomorrow, if price sets itself up, I'll take it. But most likely not, because I don't want to trade all-time highs anymore, and I think that's where we'll be resting on. Yeah, hopefully maybe tomorrow I can catch some sort of equilibrium if we're still printing higher, not higher as in all-time highs higher, but right now we're bullish. So if anything, I won't be taking anything below equilibrium, because if I aim for the stars, right, that's just self-sabotage, and I don't want to do that to myself or my psychology. So I'm going to protect it as much as I can, even if price does end up reaching Asian and London low for the sake of the conversation, and I'm only targeting equilibrium. I'm happy. I did my job. I protected my psychology. I protected my capital by not, aiming for those lows and yada yada. That's if I had won the trade, or if there's a trade that presents itself that I'm in the same situation where I want to take equilibrium. On the higher time frames, I forgot to tell you about the higher time frames, guys. Excuse me. We took out this buy side liquidity pre-market open, so I did expect us to come back down, sweep London and Asian low, use it as leverage to continue higher and make new all-time highs. So that was my play. That was my draw on liquidity. As far as the high time frame, I think it made a lot of sense. I think my entry made a lot of sense as well, but my execution didn't. My execution didn't make a lot of sense because we're in bullish legs for all-time highs. So today I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my day surfing. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna try to not spend a lot of money, only because I'm aware that this month will probably be a losing month. And if it's not, that's great. And if it is, that's also great. One thing I want you to take away from me is never my trading. Until you start seeing me making $1,000 a day, I don't want any of you to start taking my trading into account. I just want you to learn from my mistakes as far as me being the provider and you being the viewer. Learn from my mistakes. I write. You'll see me. I write that in my caption or my description sometimes. But I really want you to take away my psychology, because I think I have a really good, sensible psychology. I think my psychology is my strongest point, I think a lot of it and most of it comes from my relationship with God. You don't have to be spiritual in your trading, but the fact that I'm able to admit that I will take a losing month and I'm happy to, I think that's what you should take away as well. The whole point of trading is to make money, right? But when you start worrying about making that money, that's when it becomes a gamble. That's when it becomes your emotions. And so that's why I highly suggest to you take away my psychology, even though I may be a inconsistent an inconsistent profitable trader. That's what I like to consider myself. I've been profitable before. I've taken payouts before. None of this is new to me. The only thing that's new to me are the lessons to come. So, like I said, really analyze my psychology, apply it to yourself. I think that's the most important character I have to my trading persona is my psychology. I have an elite psychology. Um, I just have to learn and get market intuition and get market experience. There will be times where I feel like I just know what the market's gonna do, and sometimes I even feel like a master trader because um, I say, okay, this will probably happen, and this will happen, and it'll happen on a consistent basis. But sometimes it won't. Like today, I didn't really know. I was just going off of the data that was given to me. Um, and today I had to learn not to take all-time high trades because it's very conflicting because price wants to either keep expanding or to want to take equilibrium. It really is a gamble to trade off of all-time highs because you have no buy-side liquidity to sweep. The only buy-side liquidity you have to rely on for manipulation is the one that it creates in and of itself during market open. So I had to wait for price to come up, create its own price action, and I had to take a 1 minute SMT. That's unfavorable, but I was looking for a setup. I believe that we could have gone short, but obviously the market was in different conditions. If we were in normal market conditions and we weren't at all-time highs, I would be very confident in a short because we have all this low resistance liquidity. We have a 1 hour fair value gap. We have two of them actually. I'm sure this will be a 4 hour fair value gap, bullish fair value gap within here as time moves on during the day. And Asian and London lows would be targeted, or even the midnight open. I was also looking for the midnight open. That's a really good confluence that I had that we were bearish. But like I said, market had different plans. I'm okay with that. I did my job. I did my due diligence in my setup. I did my due diligence in my bias. I just self-sabotaged myself by trading all-time highs. But that's the whole point of me taking this loss, is that I learned that it was self-sabotage, and that I learned that I shouldn't be doing this any longer as far as taking all-time high trades. So I'm really excited for this next week to come. I'm really excited for this next month to come because I really do feel deep down in my heart that a boatload of money is coming my way. I really do know it in my heart. I'm just excited to get all this losing out of the way, all this learning out of the way. I'm excited for it. There's an analogy that I heard before that I apply to myself, not because I force myself to think this way, but because I actually believe this within my heart. And I think I've said it before on one video here. So forgive me if I sound like a broken record, but that's what this broken record is what's going to make me the profitable trader that I will be and that I already am. But it feels as if I had already won the lottery, and now I'm just waiting to cash that check, waiting those 2 weeks to pick up that check that the lottery company has for me. And so I'm gonna spend these next 2 weeks as excited as I can be. 2 weeks, metaphorically, with the lottery. These 2 weeks are gonna be the best 2 weeks of my life because I have nothing to do other than to look forward the provision that God's gonna provide me. And I'm even gonna label this video that has to do with psychology, because this isn't about my trading. This is about me and my journal and my psychology, because my psychology is what leads me to profitability. I know my strategy works. I know change in states of deliveries work. I know break of structure works. I know inverse fair value gaps work. I know SMTs work. I know liquidity works. I know fair value gap works. I know equilibrium works. So I have nothing to worry about if I know that I have a sound trading plan. But as long as I could put together that sound trading plan, eliminate the moments while I learn, eliminate the moments that I shouldn't be trading from learning. You know, as long as I'm doing that, I'm on 100% the right track to become a profitable trader, an immense profitable trader. I will be making $100,000 trades. I will be doing $36,000 trades. I will be doing $50,000 trades. I'm going to have $100,000 months. I'm gonna have $200,000 months. I'm gonna have $300,000 months. I'm gonna have $400,000 months. I'm gonna have $30,000 months. I'm gonna have $40,000 months, and it's not going to affect me because my emotional reliance is on the Lord. My mental reliance is on the Lord. And my physical reliance is on going to the gym and going surfing and driving. That's all I care about. That's all I want to care about. You're going to get a good piece of my psychology in this video because I think we're at 20 minutes right now. Yeah. I'm really excited. I feel nothing but provision coming. I'm going to stay very patient. It reads in the Bible that if that I need to stay patient and that God rewards people who stay patient through hard times. And so I expect it. God doesn't owe me it, but I'm doing what his book says because I truly believe deep down in my heart that God wouldn't allow a lie in his book because he is perfect. He is all knowing. He is all great. And so I know that this book speaks nothing but truth to me. And I can trust every word that comes out of this book. And so that's what I'm going to do. And that's what's going to make me a profitable trader. Let's just say I'm wrong. Let's just say that the Bible is a facade. Let's just say that I don't have it in my future to be profitable. But the fact that I'm so convinced and that I know deep down in my heart that I will be profitable is what will make me profitable. So you can say, Daniel, your reliance on this book, your reliance on some fairy god, your reliance on your own psychology is not going to make you profitable, and you never will be profitable. And you may be right. You actually may be true. But the one thing you won't be right about is the fact that I'm going to be a profitable trader, because I will be. I'm so deluded and I'm so convinced and I'm so excited to be one that it's going to happen. No matter what the circumstances are in my life, in the market, I'm going to learn it. I'm going to do it, and you're going to see it. And as far as I'm concerned, this is all just for the record. I'm posting every video for my record. I'm posting every video so that I can look back on this and see that I was taking $1,500 wins and $1,100 wins and $700 wins and $300 break evens. And then one day my break evens are going to be $10,000. One day my break evens are going to be $15,000. That's how much capital I'm going to be trading. I know that in the future that I'm going to have $5, $10, $15, $100,000 accounts. And it's going to be nothing but just provision for me, because I'm going to make sure to do my due diligence in my relationship with the Lord. And I'm going to make sure that I am doing my due diligence in my trading and my psychology, because I have the strategy. Everyone knows and everyone says it. You'll hear it. There's no one that disagrees, but you could have the most perfect strategy, but you could have the most normal psychology. And that's the reason why you'll be unprofitable. And so I'm going to have an elite psychology more than I already do. I'm going to have an elite strategy more than I already do. And I'm going to learn how to put everything together. And I'm going to put everything together because I want to provide for a family and I want to provide for my mother. And I'm going to do great. I know I am. Again, this is all for the record. And one day I'm going to look back at this and I'm going to be proud knowing that I did what I said. And I see it in the future. I know it in the future. I feel it. It's like I have a connection to future Daniel. And I'm trying to live out future Daniel mentally and psychologically as much as I can right now. And that's what's going to make me a profitable trader. And you'll see it. You won't see anything but that. You won't see anything but perseverance. You won't see anything but resilience from me. And that's the only thing I ask you to take from me. I'm not going to ask. Look, I can teach people how to trade, but I can't teach people how to be a profitable trader. And that's what people have to learn. That's what trading is about. It's not about learning how to trade. It's about learning how to be a profitable trader. Sometimes it takes people 6 months. I've seen it happen. Sometimes I've seen it even take 3 months. Sometimes I've seen it take 7 years. Sometimes I've seen it take 4 years. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I've been doing this since I was 16. The way I started Forex was I did stocks, and I had a buddy who was 17 turning 18, and he was making 1 to 2 grand a trade trading forex. And he was like, you should try forex. And I never put mind to it, and I sucked at stocks, and so I stopped trading stocks. And then I learned about um, forex. I started trading without a strategy. All I knew was fair value gap and what I saw on the chart. Seriously, and I would literally just trade based off of a 1 minute fair value gap. I wouldn't do anything more, and I would lose. And another thing that convinces me that God has his hand in the market, even though I may or may not be right with trading, is that when I was really obedient with the Lord, when I had just started trading, and I was only trading fair value gaps, I turned $1,000 into 2,500, and then I started giving up on my relationship with the Lord, and then I lost all that. So that's just more proof to me on how the Lord works and how I can intertwine it with the market. And so then after I started trading only fair value gaps, I started doing support and resistance trading. And then I became profitable with that. I got a funded account with that. And then all of a sudden I just blew it. And I just kept doing support and resistance. Then I learned liquidity, and I learned all this. And then I traded confluences that had no strategy. I didn't know about the power of 3. I didn't know about Asian and London session. I didn't know about midnight open. I didn't know about manipulation and distribution. I didn't know about SMTs. I didn't know about manipulation, like I just said. But I would just trade what I saw, and that got me a funded account at one time. And I really think that was God, because I wasn't profitable, but yet God made me profitable when I had no sound trading plan. And then after that happened, I learned I learned ICT, and you'll find out right here. Right here. This is when I started trading. It was just back test on 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 back test. And then I started to make money. And I truly believe that I know how to make money on NQ and ES, because if I got my market experience from XAUUSD, and I got payouts on XAUUSD. And so now I'm learning this, and I'm doing a pretty damn good job at it, because I actually was taking loss after loss before I had moved to NQ and ES. And it was just like it happened. All of a sudden, I was an unprofitable trader. And then I had watched this sermon, and I just spoke to my Holy Spirit, and I knew it wasn't coincidence. And this sermon, or this pastor, had said, I'm here to tell whoever's listening to this, or I'm speaking to someone right now, whatever got you to where you are won't take you into where you're going to go. And so I was like, okay, Lord, if that's what you're saying, then okay. And I didn't know whether or not that was just coincidence. And then I knew it wasn't coincidence, because this pastor had used the word liquidity about 5 to 10 seconds after he had said, well, what took you into the land that you are now won't take you into the land that you will go into. And so once I heard the word liquidity, which is a trading term, and which isn't part of normal everyday grammar, I knew that was from the Lord, and I knew that the Lord has something for me. And I won't stop. And you're just going to see me become a profitable trader. That's all I have to say. I'm not trying to prove it to you. I'm just saying how it is. Yeah, I'm gonna make this video more about psychology than my actual trade recap. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. My name is Daniel Jatani, and through Christ, I'm a profitable trader. I execute based on logic, not fear, and my edge is my skill, not my emotions. You guys have a great rest of your day.